Looking to pick up your very own custom sleeves? Well, look no further. Go to yourplaymat.com where you can choose to have your very own image on the back of sleeves, or you can choose from their amazing range of pre-designed artwork ready and waiting for you. Get them shipped directly to your door and use the affiliate link and discount code down below to get 10% off. What are you waiting for? Go and grab your custom sleeves from yourplaymat.com. What's up YouTube, Dal here from Seven War Games, bringing you my first place Security Force or S-Force deck profile with the brand new support from Lightning Overdrive. Now, admittedly, it was only a rogue tournament, right? It wasn't trancing the meta. I ended up facing Shadow's, Time Lord Mystic Mine, which was annoying as heck, Gren Manju Castle, and Madolche. But what I did get to learn, which is very nice about these rogue tournaments, is you get to learn more about the deck. It's not so much, right, okay, I've built my board, can you play? No, I can't, cool. It was more so, right, okay, bit of back and forth, a lot of playing, a lot of learning of what this deck can do, and it can actually do so much more with the new support that Razor and, of course, Chase, which is the brand new track card, are insane. So I will show you a very, very simple combo at the end as well. With all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more upcoming content from the channel. With all of that out of the way, let's dive headfirst into this Security Force deck profile. So of course we play triple Security Force Edge Razor. So this is the brand new card that came out in Lightning Overdrive. It is a Cyverse, and each of your opponent's monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters cannot be used as material for the link summon of a link 3 or higher. It's like a bit meh, but alright, whatever. Its best effect is, if this card is normal or special, you can special summon one S-Force monster from your hand in attack position except himself. Hallelujah! We can get the bricks of Gravitino and Platina out of our hand! Yes! Then of course we've got Triple Wrapper. This deck's actually crazy cheap as well, so I do advise anyone that likes the idea of how this intertwines with different art types and how it intertwines with different laws throughout. So you've got like Time Thieves, Psy-Frames as well. Really, really cool to pick up. So Triple Wrapper, this card's actually even more better now, great English, because S-Force Chase allows you to banish it from the graveyard rather than banishing a monster from hand to activate an S-Force effect, so really kind of cool. But this one is, you banish a S-Force card from your hand, special an S-Force from the deck, which is part of the combo that gets you Platina, which then, of course, would get you, ideally, your Gravitino. Each of your opponent's monsters in the same column as an S-Force can only target that monster for attack. So, for example, if I've got Wrapper here and my opponent's got a monster here, it can only attack this Wrapper. So it can't attack a monster that's here or here, it can only attack this one. And obviously if you've got the Field Spur in play, you can protect it from being destroyed by battle. Bit of a weird one again, but it's okay. And then of course we've got Triple Gravitino. Now this is the best card in my opinion. So if it's normal or special, you get to add an S-Force spell or trap, which 9 times out of 10 you're going to go for the brand new S-Force Chase, because it's that good. Then any monster, or any card I believe it is, each of your opponent's monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters is banished when it leaves the field. Why is that so good? Well, I hear you cry. Because S-Force Chase lets you target monsters or target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of S-Force monsters you control with different names and then return them to the hand. So, if I've got an Edge Razor on the left-hand column, I've got a Wrapper in the centre column, and I've got a Gravitino on the right column, and my opponent puts monsters in those columns, when I activate Chase to bounce those 3 cards, they don't go back to the hand, they all get banished, which is amazing because it's basically like a banished compulse. If I've got 2 Platina, I've seen a lot of people play 3. I can kind of understand it because it basically means that if you open it, it's not the end of the world, you can normal summon it off a Razor. But my combos that I was doing a lot more, because I was actually getting ways of... You got to keep in mind that Reinforcement of the Army gets this, and so does Bridge Hair, gets you any of the missing pieces, that I didn't actually want to see Platina in my hand. The way I want it to go is I want to normal summon Razor, special summon Wrapper, Wrapper banishes Gravitino, special summon Platina, Platina brings back Gravitino. That means straight away, from those cards, I've got a bounce free or a banish free. And the Wrapper comes back to hand, so I'm set to go. I did also consider playing Silent Mining because Edge Razor is so good, but I've decided against that because what you don't want to do is you don't want to go Silent Mining, discard, so you've already negged a card, search out your Edge Razor, normal summon your Edge Razor to then special summon out your Wrapper, to then banish a card that if it gets stopped you neg again. So I actually just wanted to naturally get to any of these because now basically either of these 2 cards is starter for your combo as long as you've then got one of these in the hand. So worked out nicely. I've got the one Orifice. Now I'm probably going to this is where you could arguably cut this for Platina, but it's another nice little additional card. The monsters in the column of Platina lose 600 attack, so that's kind of cool. And then we've got the one S-Force dog tag, never summoned it. Its effect is during your main phase, your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters. If your opponent normal or specials a monster or monsters while you control an S-Force monster except during a damage step, you can special summon this card. So it's a nice free summon if your opponent does something, and it's only during your main phase. Like, I would have been happier that it said during the main phase, while this card is on the board, or if this card is summoned this turn, lock your opponent out from activating the effects. That's kind of cool. So arguably these two could be cut, but you kind of want them as different S-Force names as well. Hand Traps, Ash Blossom, and Dimension Shifter. The reason this is so good is because you've got stuff like Platina, you've also got your trap card S-Force Specimen that targets your banished monsters to put them back. You don't mind putting your opponent under D-Shifter because 9 times out of 10 it's going to hurt them a lot more than it's going to hurt you. Annoyingly, in all of the matchups I played today, the Time Thief, apart from the Shadow, the Time Thief, the Madolche, and the Gren Manju matchups, like, this is a dead card. Like, you never want to see this. I think I bricked on it once, or there was a time where I drew it and I was like, yeah, cool, no use. And that kind of sucked. But it's still that good of a hand trap that if you drop it against the right opponent, they're not going to be able to play. And then you're able to play, you're able to get quite a bit of advantage off of that. So then we've got, for the spells, triple S-Force Bridgehead, and of course the single Terraform in it, as it is a field spell. Now, what this card does is on activation you get to add an S-Force monster from your deck to your hand, so again, more consistent to get into your Rapper, your Edge, or your Gravitino. And then of course, if a attack is declared on a S-Force in the same column as the monsters making the declaration, you can use the effect of S-Bridge to stop it being destroyed by battle. Now, it's only a once per turn and it's an activated effect. I would have preferred that if this was all like Diagram, where they just couldn't be destroyed, so it kind of makes it a little bit weaker. But it is what it is, you still need to play it free. Triple S-Force Showdown, really nice kind of card. The fact it lets you special summon an S-Force from the hand, or target an S-Force in the graveyard and add it back to your hand, is very good to recycle your Gravitinos, but it's also very good to get a free special summon of Edge, or of course your Rapper to help you extend. Or if you were to special summon your Edge and it gets stopped, you can then trigger your, or normal summon your Edge, it gets stopped, trigger the S-Force, that gives you your Rapper, that allows you to continue your combo. I went with double Extrav. You could put Prosperity in here, but really there's only like one card in your extra deck you want to make, and the draw 2 is so much better than the search for 1 in a deck like this. And then of course you've got the 1-ofs, you've got the 1 Reinforced with the Army, the 1 Call by the Grave, and the 1 Defissure. Again, because you don't mind about your monsters being banished, Defissure just really, really hurts a lot of your opponent's cards. Then of course we've got triple S-Force Chase. Love this card. This put in so much work. So you target face-up cards your opponent controls up to a number of S-Force monsters with different names that you control. Return them to the hand. If an S-Force monster you control would banish a card or cards from your hand to activate its an effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. Now, I'm hoping we're going to get more S-Force cards that do banish from the hand, because then this becomes even more relevant. But right now, this is only going to be used in abuse for Rapper as well. Then we've got triple Infinite Impermanence. Not much more needs to be said about that. Double Dogmatic Punishment. Like I said, there's one card in your extra deck you want to go to. It does get a little bit messy if your opponent gets a monster on board that's unaffected by card effects, and you need to try and get a monster above 3k because you can't really do that. So there's a bit of work to be done, but Punishment puts in a bit of work for me today as well. And then finally, the 1 S-Force Specimen. If your opponent trials a monster, you get to target one of your S-Force monsters that is banished or in the graveyard and special summon it to the field in the same column as that opponent's monster. And then you can banish this card from the graveyard to target an S-Force monster you control and move that target to a different column. So again, that allows you to play around with their column effects and really hurt your opponent. And then finally, Macro Cosmo. Again, same as Defissure. If you don't care about your stuff getting banished, I think the only downside about Macro Cosmo is your S-Force gets banished or your Chase gets banished. And that's something you don't want because you kind of want to keep it for the Rapper effect, but it's not the end of the world. And I'm going to show you the side, well, no, I'll show you the extra deck, then I'll show you the side deck. So, once I pick this card up, there we go. For the extra deck, the one card that you actually want to make is your S-Force Justify. So, this card requires 3 monsters, including an S-Force monster, or 3 effect monsters specifically. You can't summon or set to the zones it points to. Now, that's you as the player, not you as your opponent. If it's your opponent, it would have been even better, but it has a quick effect. You target one face-up effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn, and then move it to a zone this card points to. At the start of the damage step, you can banish all monsters that this card points to. which is very kind of cool because the idea is you're going to negate move. Negate move during your opponent's turn, negate move during your turn, attack, banish 2 of those, and then you're attacking directly with your other monsters. Then we've got the targets that you're going to send mainly off of your punishment, which will be, of course, 2 and 1 Wind Pegasus. Then you've got just generic links that you may or may not sometimes go into. So Almirage for your Rapper, if it gets negated, go into Almirage. Or we then went for an Appaloosa if I wanted to set up multiple negates. Access code for a game winner. And then the Underworld across. I never use this, never use this, never use this, never use this. These could be anything. You've got so much space in the extra, you can put whatever you want in, which is why I went with a Super Poly engine of Mud Dragon, just for the rogue matchups. 1 Pred Plant, Dracus de Pelio, and then I was expecting a Shadow matchup, never saw Super Poly in the side deck, but I don't know why I went with an App clone, but it's kind of cool, because I suppose it gets rid of a Winder and a Construct, and then obviously Winder, Lockdown, and you play Darks as well, and you got Lights for your Construct, so that's kind of why I went with that matchup and that roundup, but apart from these, everything else is just flex spots, you can put whatever you want in. I'll quickly show you the side deck before I show you the very simple combo. So for the side deck, of course, double Super Poly, straightforward on that one. Double Cosmic Cyclone, double Draw and Lockbird, triple Nibiru, triple Droplets, and then of course, triple Lancia. Now, Lancias were for Dinos and PKs, never saw them, never needed it. Drolls were for Dinos and any deck that was like Dragon Link heavy on the searching, never needed it. Droplets, never put it in, never needed it. Nibiru went in, worked against some Adulterated matchup, but other than that, didn't really need it. Cosmic Cyclone for the rogue matchups and for schisms, and then Super Polys for pretty much everything, and again, never really saw them. So, now let me show you a very, 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 very simple combo, and all you really need, now this is the basic combo that we've had in the past, but the trap card just got a little bit better. So you need Gravitino, and ideally Rapper, or if you haven't got Rapper, you need Edge, and if you haven't got any of that, keep in mind as well, you've got Reinforced with the Army, and of course you've got your Bridgehair. So the overall play behind this, now the one that gets the most advantage is Razor into Rapper, and you need a Gravitino. So this gives you the most advantage. And keep in mind that any of these can become Bridgehair as well. So this is your 3-card combo, gets you maximum output. The 2-card combo of something like, where are you? You want this, which again, this can be any of these. And you kind of get to work it from there. But the idea behind all of this is you can normal summon your Razor. So we'll go maximum combo just to kind of show you what we've got. So you go normal summon the Razor. Razor's effect is special summon from your hand, which will be Rapper. Rapper's effect to banish the Gravitino to special summon from the deck and then return herself to the hand. So she will summon Platina, which will return Rapper to the hand, and then you use the effect of Platina to special summon out your Gravito. Your Gravito's effect will then trigger to add you a spell or trap, and then straight away you'd be foolish not to, unless you've already opened it up, go for your chase. Now straight away what this means is that any monster your opponent puts in the same column as one of these is going to get banished when it gets bounced. They're also losing 600 and they can't be used for link 3 or higher. So the idea is you activate this, you get to target 3 cards, bounce them back to the hand or banish them if they're in the same column. Now the 2-card combo again would literally just be Razor, normal summon Razor, special summon Gravitino, get your chase, gives you a double bounce. And then the other one, you need a S-Force card to be banished off of your Rapper, but you'd go normal summon Razor, special summon down Rapper. Any S-Force card, and keep in mind you've got loads, so any S-Force card, let's say we opened up with the Platina, we'll banish the Platina, this will return to the hand, special summon down your Gravito, get your trap. Like, this is your go-to play. This play is so good that it's kind of a must, and it works out so nicely as well. Plus, keep in mind as well that some of the less kind of ideal hands is if you do end up getting, even if you've opened up Chase, Gravitino can get you Showdown, which means you can put Rapper During on your board, which then locks out 4 zones rather than 3 zones. Or, of course, Bridgehead can get you the missing piece that you need. It's quite consistent, and it actually worked a lot for me today, which is why I was very, very happy with the deck. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. I will try and bring a duel using this deck as well to you at some point this coming week as well. But as absolutely always, guys, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.
Looking to pick up your very own custom sleeves? Well, look no further. Go to yourplaymat.com where you can choose to have your very own image on the back of sleeves, or you can choose from their amazing range of pre-designed artwork ready and waiting for you. Get them shipped directly to your door and use the affiliate link and discount code down below to get 10% off. What are you waiting for? Go and grab your custom sleeves from yourplaymat.com.